Awakening in the ashes. The silence of Earth had become legendary across the galaxy. 300 years of absolute quiet from a world that once dominated interstellar communications with its music, science, and declarations of expansion. The blue jewel that sparked fear and admiration now hung in space like a corpse, dark, scared, and supposedly lifeless. Galactic records marked Earth as quarantined. Species extinction event. Self-inflicted. The galaxy's species breathed easier knowing humanity had finally fallen. Some spoke of them in whispers, these strange ape descendants who had advanced from stone tools to faster-than-light travel in mere millennia. Too ambitious, too dangerous. Now, nothing but dust. They were wrong. Deep beneath the Himalayas, in a facility carved into the mountain's heart, a single light flickered on for the first time in centuries. Emergency generators hummed to life, drawing power from the planet's core. Inside a cylindrical chamber filled with preservation fluid, a pair of eyes opened, sharp, alert, and burning with ancient memory. Commander Ilara Voss gasped as the fluid drained from her chamber, her lungs expelling synthetic oxygen for real air. Her body, half organic, half machine, twitched as neural pathways reconnected. Data flowed through the synthetic portions of her brain. System diagnostics, atmospheric readings, threat assessments. Status report, she commanded, voiced hoarse from centuries of disuse. The facility's AI responded immediately, its voice oddly comforting in the darkness. Commander Voss. Hibernation protocol terminated. Date: August 17, 2763. 314 years since final directive. Ilara steadied herself against the chamber's edge. 300, she whispered. Population status. The hesitation in the AI's response told her everything. Earth population, approximately 17,300 survivors detected. Primarily in subterranean shelters, organized civilization. Non-existent. Memories rushed back like a tidal wave. The Coalition of Seven, an alliance of alien species united by fear of humanity's rapid expansion. The ultimatum, the war, the final desperate measure that was Project Guardian, herself and 11 others, enhanced soldiers meant to lead humanity back from extinction if the worst happened. The other Guardians, all facilities except yours suffered direct orbital strikes. Survival probability, 0. Ilara closed her eyes. She was the last, the only one left to fulfill their mission. Show me, she commanded. Holographic screens materialized around her, displaying images of Earth's surface. What had once been vibrant cities were now mountains of rubble reclaimed by nature. Forests had grown over the ruins of New York, vines snaked through the collapsed towers of Tokyo, and animals roamed freely through the crumbling remains of human civilization. Coalition activity. Minimal. Earth is classified as a dead zone. Automated sentinel ships patrol the outer system. Scavenger groups occasionally breach atmosphere for resource collection. Ilara's enhanced fist clenched. They think we're dead. All dead. Correct, Commander. A grim smile spread across her face. Then we have the element of surprise. She stepped forward, metal components in her legs whirring softly. Activate Protocol Lazarus. The facility rumbled as ancient machinery awakened. Deeper beneath the mountain, fabrication units began constructing drones and weapons. Defense grids powered up across the planet, hidden beneath the rubble and wilderness, waiting for their moment. Commander, the AI interjected. Sensors detect an approaching vessel. Coalition markings, scavenger class. Perfect timing, Ilara said. Let's give them a proper welcome. The scavenger ship, manned by Vrel, insectoid beings from the Rigel system, descended through Earth's atmosphere with practiced ease. They had made this journey dozens of times, stripping the ruins of the once mighty human civilization for valuable metals and technologies. The Coalition paid well for human artifacts, curiosities from an extinct race. Captain Kiss chittered orders to his crew as they approached the ruins of what had once been Beijing. Their sensors showed rich deposits of rare elements in the city's foundations, untouched by previous expeditions. "Set down in the central ruins," he ordered. "Quick harvest, 6 hours maximum." None of them noticed the shadow moving beneath the canopy of trees that had engulfed the city, nor the small drones that detached from the underbrush to follow their ship. The Vrel landed and deployed their harvesting equipment with efficiency born of experience. 8 crew members, all armed with standard pulse rifles, more than enough for the occasional wild animal that might pose a threat. "Captain," one of the crew called out, mandibles clicking anxiously. "I'm detecting an energy signature. Artificial. Active." Kist froze. "Impossible. This planet has been dead for centuries." Nevertheless, the crew member insisted something technological is active and moving. Before Kist could respond, a whistling sound cut through the air. One of his crew screamed, dropping to the ground with a small metallic dart protruding from his thorax. Then another fell, and another. "Defensive positions," Kist shrieked, raising his rifle. "Contact thee." The communication officer collapsed, greenish blood seeping from a precise wound in his neck. From the shadows of a collapsed building, Ilara emerged. Her body was armored in a sleek exoskeleton that enhanced her already formidable strength and speed. In one hand, she held a rifle of unfamiliar design. In the other, a blade that hummed with energy. "You should not have come back," she said calmly, approaching the terrified aliens. Kist fired his weapon, the energy pulse streaking toward the human. With reflexes impossible for an unmodified human, Ilara sidestepped the blast and closed the distance between them in a heartbeat. Her blade sliced through Kist's weapon, then through his exoskeleton. The remaining Vrel tried to retreat to their ship, but small drones swarmed from the forest, firing precise bursts of energy that disabled their legs. Ilara moved among them methodically, her enhanced body flowing like water as she neutralized each threat. Within minutes, only Kist remained alive, mandibles clicking in terror as Ilara held him aloft by his throat. "Listen carefully," she said. "I need information about the Coalition, about what happened after Earth fell. And you're going to give it to me." Hours later, Ilara stood in the control center of her mountain facility, processing what she had learned. The galaxy had changed dramatically in 3 centuries. The Coalition of 7 had expanded to 12 species, controlling nearly 70% of known space. Humanity was remembered as a cautionary tale, a species whose ambition exceeded their wisdom. Most importantly, she had learned that humanity was not entirely extinct. Small colonies had escaped the destruction of Earth, fleeing to the far reaches of the galaxy. They lived in hiding, scattered and afraid, preserving what little remained of their culture and knowledge. "Commander," the AI interrupted her thoughts, "I've completed the analysis of the Vril ship's navigation data. I can pinpoint the locations of 3 Coalition outposts within strike range." Ilara nodded. "Begin manufacturing assault drones. Prepare the orbital launch systems." "Commander," the AI added hesitantly, "given our limited resources, a direct confrontation with the Coalition is inadvisable. Projected survival rate is less than 7%. "I'm not looking to win a war," Ilara replied, her eyes fixed on the holographic map of nearby stars. "Not yet. First, we need to find our people. Unite them. Show them that Earth still stands." She moved toward a sealed chamber at the back of the control room, placing her hand on the biometric scanner. The door slid open, revealing a small, unassuming device, a sphere no larger than a human fist, pulsing with a soft blue light. "And then," she said, her voice hardening, "we show the Coalition exactly why they were right to fear us." The AI's voice betrayed the closest thing to emotion it could muster. "The Prometheus Protocol is unstable, Commander. It was never fully tested." "It's our ace in the hole," Ilara replied. "But first, we need to remind the galaxy that Earth is not dead, that humanity survived." She turned to a console and began inputting commands. Across the planet, Buried transmitters activated, broadcasting a simple message on all frequencies in every known language in the galaxy. We remember. We survive. We return. In the depths of space, Coalition vessels received the transmission with disbelief and growing horror. On remote hidden worlds, the remnants of humanity heard the call of their homeworld and began to hope. Earth's last guardian had awakened, and the stars would tremble. The stars will remember. News of Earth's resurrection spread through the galaxy like wildfire. The Coalition High Command, headquartered on a crystalline world of Vega Prime, called an emergency session for the first time in over a century. Grand Admiral Jolak, a towering azure-skinned Arcturian, addressed the assembled delegates with barely contained fury. 3 Coalition vessels destroyed, 2 outposts attacked, all by primitive drones launched from a planet declared dead centuries ago. His 6-fingered hand slammed against the podium. Explain how this happened. Science Director Emil, a wispy, ethereal Lithian, spoke with characteristic calm. The humans were always resourceful. It appears a contingency plan was activated. Our historical records indicate a project called Guardian, enhanced soldiers designed to survive catastrophic scenarios. 1 soldier sneered Representative Krell of the Vril hierarchy. 1 human against the combined might of 12 species. 1 human who destroyed your scavenger ship and is now broadcasting humanity's survival to the galaxy. Jolak countered. We cannot allow this spark to ignite. Earth must be permanently silenced. The vote was unanimous. Within hours, the Coalition deployed its 7th fleet, 30 warships carrying enough firepower to reduce Earth's surface to glass. Across the galaxy, on the remote ice moon of Callisto 9, a small community of humans huddled around their ancient communication array. The message from Earth played again and again, bringing tears to the eyes of the elders who had been born in exile, raised on stories of their species' lost homeworld. Arjun Singh, leader of the settlement, stroked his gray-streaked beard thoughtfully. After all this time, he murmured, Earth calls again. It could be a trap, warned Mirachen, head of security. The Coalition could be using this to lure survivors out of hiding. Singh shook his head. The transmission contains authentication codes only a Guardian would know. He turned to the others. We must respond. We must let them know they're not alone. Similar scenes played out across dozens of hidden colonies. For 3 centuries, humanity had survived by remaining scattered and invisible, passing down the memory of their fallen homeworld, and the hope that someday, somehow, they might reclaim their birthright among the stars. On Earth, Ilara received the first response with trembling hands. I verify this signal. Verified. Human colony on Callisto 9. Population approximately 6,000. 6,000, she whispered, her voice a mixture of relief and disbelief. More signals followed, from mining outposts in the Kuiper Belt, scientific enclaves hidden in nebulae, nomadic fleets drifting through unexplored sectors. Humanity had not merely survived. It had persisted, adapting and hiding, but never surrendering its identity. Commander, the AI interrupted. Coalition warships detected. 7th Fleet configuration. ETA to Earth orbit. 17 hours. Ilara's jaw tightened. They're coming to finish what they started. She moved to the command console. Activate all orbital defenses. Deploy the Sentinel drones. Resources insufficient to repel a fleet of this size, the AI calculated. Survival probability, 3.8%. We don't need to win, Ilara replied. We just need to show them we can fight. And buy time. She opened a channel to all responding human colonies. This is Commander Ilara Voss of Earth Guardian Program. Coalition forces approach Earth with intent to destroy. I am initiating Diaspora Protocol. To all colonies, prepare for immediate relocation to secondary contingency sites. Earth will hold as long as possible. On Callisto 9, Singh received the message with a heavy heart. Begin evacuation procedures, he ordered. Transfer all historical data to mobile servers. We move in 6 hours. Across the hidden network of humanity, people prepared to flee once more. But this time, they fled with purpose, not in blind panic, but as part of a coordinated plan centuries in the making. As the coalition fleet approached Earth, Admiral Jolak anticipated an easy victory. His ships formed a perfect attack formation, ready to unleash destruction from orbit. No signs of advanced defenses, his tactical officer reported. Primitive satellites only. Minimal energy signatures. Begin bombardment, Jolak ordered confidently. The fleet's forward guns charge, ready to deliver the final death blow to humanity's cradle. But as they prepared to fire, Earth's seemingly innocent satellites suddenly transformed, unfolding into weapon platforms that had remained dormant for centuries. Energy spike, the tactical officer shouted. Multiple sources. Before the coalition ships could react, the orbital defenses fired in perfect synchronization. Concentrated energy beams sliced through 3 warships, cutting them in half. Swarms of small drones, launched from hidden silos across Earth's surface, surrounded the fleet, targeting engines and weapons systems. Aboard her mountain facility, Ilara directed the battle with the precision of a conductor leading an orchestra. Concentrate fire on their flagship, she commanded. Drone squadrons 7 through 12, target their communication arrays. The coalition fleet, caught completely by surprise, struggled to respond. Their superior numbers and firepower should have guaranteed victory, but Earth's defenders fought with the desperate ferocity of a species with nothing left to lose. This is impossible, Jolak raged as another of his ships exploded. They're just remnants. Survivors. His tactical officer's voice shook as he replied, Sir, we're detecting energy signatures from the surface. Something is powering up. Something. Massive. Deep beneath the Himalayas, Ilara activated the final phase of her plan. Prometheus Protocol initiated, she announced. All defensive units, prepare for electromagnetic pulse. The AI's voice held a note of warning. Commander, once activated, the Prometheus array cannot be deactivated without complete system reset. The consequences to Earth's biosphere are acceptable given the alternative, Ilara finished grimly. Execute. Across Earth's surface, hidden emitters activated simultaneously. A wave of energy unlike anything seen before rippled upward from the planet, engulfing the coalition fleet. Ship systems failed instantly. Weapons, shields, engines, even life support. In the sudden silence of his dead flagship, Admiral Jolak watched in horror as a holographic image of Commander Ilara Voss appeared on every screen. This is humanity's warning, she declared, her voice reaching every ship in the fleet. What you've witnessed is a fraction of our capability. The Prometheus array has neutralized your technology, but we've allowed your life support to continue functioning on minimal power. You will drift in orbit for exactly 7 days before your systems reactivate, long enough for you to consider this message. Earth is off limits. Any future aggression against our world or our colonies will trigger the full Prometheus Protocol, a weapon that can reach across the galaxy and render all coalition technology permanently inoperable. She leaned closer to the camera, her enhanced eyes glowing slightly in the dim light. 300 years ago, you tried to exterminate us because you feared our potential. You were right to be afraid. The transmission ended, leaving the coalition fleet floating helplessly in Earth's orbit. Across the galaxy, humanity's scattered colonies watched and waited. On Callisto 9, Arjun Singh received a new transmission from Earth, coordinates, authentication codes, and a simple message. The Phoenix rises. Convergence protocol activated. It's time to come home. 6 months later, Ilara stood on a rebuilt observation platform atop what had once been the Himalayan facility, now the center of humanity's returning civilization. Ships arrived daily, colony vessels carrying humans back to their ancestral home, along with all they had learned and built during their centuries of exile. Population count, she asked the AI, watching as another ship descended through the clouds. Earth population now at 247,000 and growing exponentially. Settlements established on all continents. Industrial capacity at 18% of pre-fall levels and rising. Ilara nodded, satisfaction evident in her expression. The Prometheus array remained Earth's greatest defense and most terrible weapon. A system that could target specific technological signatures across vast distances, rendering enemy technology useless without harming organic life. The Coalition, faced with such a threat, had reluctantly agreed to recognize Earth's sovereignty and establish diplomatic relations with the returning human civilization. Commander, the AI interrupted her thoughts. The Council of Elders requests your presence. They're discussing the expansion proposals. Ilara smiled. Already, humans were looking to the stars again, planning colonies and outposts. Not as fugitives this time, but as equals among the galactic community, respected, perhaps even feared, but never again to be underestimated. Tell them I'll be there shortly, she replied, taking one last look at the horizon, where the ruins of old Earth were giving way to the foundations of the new. Humanity had been broken, scattered, and nearly extinguished. But now, like a phoenix rising from its ashes, it returned, wiser, stronger, united by hardship, and tempered by survival. The lost children of Earth had found their way home, and the stars would remember.